Hello viewers, welcome to Face to Face. This is the English spoken program, and usually we discuss about various topics, interesting topics to be discussed, and you'll definitely gain a lot of valuable knowledge, or just share experience from our guests, several guests. And I'm William Grinaldi, will guide you for today's episode. And for today's episode, we're gonna discuss about organizational experience. And for today's episode, we have a special guest for you guys. You can get a lot of experience, maybe some words of encouragement from the guest for today. Without further ado, I'm gonna invite the guest for today. Here it is Vincentia Janice as your representatives for ISEC. Hello.
Hello, hi.
Janice. Should I call you Janice?
Yeah, Janice.
Okay, let's have a seat.
Let's have a seat.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe you can firstly introduce yourself to the viewers so the viewers can get to know you better.
My name is Janice. First of all, I was the organizing committee vice president for this year's summer program conducted by ISEC local committee in BINUS, and I'm currently a bachelor candidate in BINUS University.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So you can tell me about the activities that you've been doing
Lately?
like lately, yeah.
Oh, because this is still on holiday.
Yeah.
Lately, I've been doing a full-time work in this business consultant company.
Oh,
But before that, I conducted this program. So that was it, I think.
Okay. Maybe you can tell me furthermore about the program that you conducted.
Yes. Well, ISEC have two programs every year, summer and winter. This summer's our program theme was entrepreneurship. So our program was called Entrevolution, and we invited 9 exchange participants from 8 countries from all over the world. And we basically gave them an insight and internship for the whole a month and a half.
Oh.
Yeah,
So
entrepreneurship experience.
Oh,
There was lots of activities.
Everything related to entrepreneurship.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And what exactly is what's your role in the program?
In the organizing committee? My role was the vice president for program and marketing. That means I get to arrange everything for that 8 weeks. So I conducted the program. I was supposed to be there for every day, for every of the activities, and I arranged all of the program, like including visiting companies and doing work with SMAs, small medium enterprises, and receiving trainings from companies like Food Panda and Zomato.
Oh, so basically try to had relations, through several organizations or companies, so that you can conduct the program. Yeah. So let's talk about your hobbies or the activities that you like to do. Is your hobbies related to the the current activities or the past activities that you've done?
Not really. Not at all, actually. Not at all. Because my hobbies includes yoga and drawing and music. So that has nothing to do with entrepreneurship whatsoever. But it's a good skill to have, I think. There's no harm in trying something new.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit of the background, how you got into ISEC and how you eventually become the vice president of the summer program?
So when I first entered BINUS, I joined both ISEC and BINUS TV club.
Oh, yeah.
BINUS TV, yeah. But then I didn't do anything at ISEC because the manager quit it and everything was a mess, I think. But this program is outside the activities that are done in ISEC. So the president was my ex-classmate, and he approached me personally to ask me to join this program because he thought and he thinks I can contribute, and I said yes. So I did the interview and I passed. So that was how I became the vice president. I didn't know that it was the interview for vice president program and marketing, but then it was not my decision. It was his and another person above him. Like there are boards and everything.
Oh, so you firstly thought that it was just an interview becoming
For
a member.
organizing committee.
Oh, just
I knew it was
organizing
for the organizing committee, but I didn't know it was for vice president program and marketing.
Okay, it's a bigger responsibility.
It messed my schedule a lot.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
but no regrets.
okay, and maybe you can tell me about the major that you're currently taking in BINUS University.
Oh, I took business management,
Oh, yeah.
and in this third semester, it is going to be business management for business organization. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm a bachelor candidate for that.
Okay, and maybe you can tell me about the activities related to your academic studies. Maybe a little bit about.
Oh, the activities outside the university that is related to my academic studies will be this full-time job that I'm taking, because that job is basically in a business consultant company. So that really relates to my major. 'Cause it's a business consultant and my major is business, so I think that will be good to be in my review and my resume.
Yeah, so it's definitely related.
Yes, definitely related.
Yeah, and you're currently taking, you're having experience in ISAC, and what do you think about joining an organization? What do you think about university students being active in an organization?
I think that is extremely important to get out of the academic activities and go try on some organization, because it will not be enough. Like the education system will not prepare you for what do you have to face in an outside world if you just take the classes.
Yeah.
So that will give you lots of experience and advantage, and especially for the CV. Like, can you imagine if you have great scores, but then people will ask like, but what are your experience? And then you'll say none. And that will not be good. I think the others that have maybe lower grades but with decent experience, they will have bigger opportunities and bigger chances.
So you think that having experiences, having a lot of experiences will eventually help you in the professional life, in getting a job or something?
Yeah, of course. Yes, that'll help. Except you wanted to be an entrepreneur. That doesn't matter then.
Okay, and in your opinion, like having experience in organizations, and what do you think about the the decisions of someone's trying to join an organizations, like how someone can decide,
Oh, like what should they consider to get
experience?
Okay, I think they have to really know their limit, and they have to really know what they're getting into. Like, so for example, if you can't stand any other activities that are not your interest, don't try it. Find an organization that is aligned with your interest. Like, if my interest is art, I would have joined an art organization, but because I know I am capable of entering other organization that has nothing to do with art, so do it. It's basically just knowing yourself, I think, and know your limits.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's like like if you're trying to join, like a specific organization, but what are like the examples of like someone's like joining an organization, but eventually like having kind of like contradictions or
Yes.
something like that?
I think that happens a lot, and it doesn't necessarily have to do a thing with their interest and the organization. It happens a lot everywhere, just because I think boredom is number one. You can get bored, but the other things can be other factors, like they didn't know what they were getting into. So it happens to be like the schedules, or they're too busy for the organization, something like that.
Like divide their times, like. Okay, so the topic is getting interesting, but we have to take a little break, so we will continue the conversation still on Face to Face. Hello viewers, welcome back to Face to Face. We'll continue discussions with our guest for today, Vincentia Janice. We previously discussed about your organizational experience and your studies also. We'll continue the conversations.
Yes, sure.
Let's talk about, you mentioned before that you've joined, some organizations, some communities, and maybe you can share, some experiences that you had so far.
In joining those organizations, I learned a lot from different organizations, and it was a process of learning. Like if we're talking about time management, I'm bad at it. we're all still learning. Okay, it's okay to fail, but it's been good. It's been giving me lots of valuable lessons that I will not get inside a class or from anywhere else. Just like with hanging out with friends or classes will not give me those lessons. So it's been great. I believe you do know, and we do share the same experience since. Yeah, I think you're kind of active student too back in university, right? So that should be relatable.
Okay, and back again to the topic about time management. Like maybe you can share a little bit about how you manage how you struggle. Maybe is the word.
Yes, that will be the case.
Between your studies, your academic studies, and you joining had some experiences in organization.
I actually almost failed a class last semester because I conducted this program, because this program happened and the preparation is before the exam, and the program starts before the final exam. So during the final exam, I'm still doing the program, and it's all messed up because I'm still learning to try to manage my time, and it has lots of things to do with the resources that I have also, because we're only 6 people. And
like
everyone.
A small team,
It is a really small team. Even the active are only 6, so it's like they have their own tasks to do, and I have my own things to do. But it was just hard, and I struggle. But I learned a lot.
Yeah, but you definitely gain,
of course,
some valuable lessons that that other people may not get.
Yes, it has lots of things to do with discipline too. Time management is apparently all about discipline, and you don't have to be in a place of a struggle to learn that discipline is a very important thing. Like, this is way beyond punctuality, because your first step for time management, I think, is punctuality, because not everyone is used in Indonesia to be, on time. And I've passed that stage, but after punctuality, it's harder to actually organize your schedule if you have lots of things to do. And
also maybe the point of try to take, differ some priorities, maybe
priorities?
Yeah. You should do some specific tasks before you kind of approach some other tasks, something like that. Or
I think that is the case why I failed, because priorities got me confused. It will be different for everyone. If the thing that you're doing in this organization will give you huge benefits for your later plan in your life, you don't really have to put your academic first. But if it doesn't, and if you really need the academic score to be good, and you're doing studies that has something to do with science or doctors, definitely put your academic first. It's just, I think you have to know the value of each of the things that you're doing. So if you know what it will give to you later, that will be the thing to consider for the priorities. Right?
Okay.
Oh, but then there's this method that I learned from my IT friend.
Oh,
yeah? Yeah, it's interesting actually. It's how, this has gone way too far, but it's okay, isn't it?
It's okay to share.
So if you're a programmer, it's all about putting comments comments in the program, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you have to figure out which comment goes first. If not, it's messed up. So they have like a star method to figure out which comment should go first. And we can actually apply that to our activities. So you put the names in star shape, and then you count the value, and then you drag some lines, and then suddenly you can see which one has the most arrows, and you count down, and that will give you the list of the priorities.
So you have to list some activities,
Yes.
and then try to give some ranks to it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that helps.
Like
That helps.
And maybe what is your opinion, in terms of gaining skills, specifically soft skills, and after you join the organizations that you have?
Lots of people expected a person to gain lots of both social skill and soft skill from organization.
Yeah.
And I think more than a soft skill, you will also learn lessons that you didn't know existed. And soft skill will be the basic thing and the first thing you learn from joining an organization. Like they will eventually have you to do interviews, and that might be the first time you do an interview. Who knows? Because before you apply to this organization, you were a high schooler.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think soft skill will be the first thing that you will get. Lots of social skill, like interviews, speaking, and then working with others in a professional environment, being like teamwork, stuff like that. That will be the first thing that you'll get. But after that, it's definitely more than soft skills.
Okay. Based on experience, what are the advantages that you got, after you join several organizations in this campus?
I learned lots of lessons in managing my time and in public speaking, because in classes you don't always get a chance to speak, and if not given a chance, I would not volunteer, first of all.
Okay.
So if forced by the situation, I've done lots of public speaking, and that was through the organization, and it gives lots of
basically
skills.
learn public speaking
Yes.
from the organization.
Yeah, and teamwork, and working in various environment, because different organization will have different working environment, I believe.
Yeah, and so you have to adapt to different
Yes,
kind of
yes,
situations
yes.
like that. And let's talk about your activities in ISAC. Previously, you mentioned that you had experience as a vice president of the summer program. Maybe you can talk a little bit more about the ISAC itself.
The ISAC itself is the largest youth organization in the world. It's international. Started in 1948. We basically wanted to explore the potentials of humankind in order to receive peace. So this started in the end of World War II. There are British guys that thinks that the war is silly, and it delays the chances for young people to become educated, because they have to go to wars and everything. So they wanted to achieve peace, but they are thinking, what are the easiest way to achieve peace? And the general idea of ISAC is letting people to see and to experience other cultural experience. So because when you see, you can understand. Sitting here, it's easy to think that you're open to other culture and you understand, but it's really different when you get in touch with the person or when you go abroad. That will open your eyes, and that will want you to naturally go through things that will give positive social impact, if that makes sense.
So different kind of situations will try to differ someone's way to adapt, something like that.
Yeah, so by organizing people to represent our country, and by receiving people to come to our country, we are contributing in letting them see the other part of the world, and by giving positive impact also. And the people in ISEC that organized that have they are given the chance to have like leadership experience and everything. So there are two ways: either you represent the country, or you are in an organization gaining skills and explore your potentials, leadership.
Okay, like relating to the organization, right?
Yeah.
So the topic, we will continue about, discussion about ISEC, because I want to know more about it, and I'm sure that viewers want to know more too. But we'll continue this exciting conversation right after the break, still on Face to Face. Hello viewers, welcome back to Face to Face, and currently we're discussing about ISEC, as a part of the international organizations, and we have the guest here that we're currently discussing about ISEC and her activities inside the specific organizations. And I wonder, before you got the position as a vice president of summer programs, what are the previous tasks that you had before?
I was in the IGCDP division. Don't ask what it stands for, because it's too long, and I was there only for a few weeks because the manager quit and everything. But basically, what we does is we receive exchange participants from all over the world, and we have to find them host fam and EP buddy. EP buddy is a person that will accompany the exchange participant. Basically, ask them to be
the guide.
No, more like a best friend.
Oh.
Yeah, because they get homesick. And they don't.
Touch,
Yes. We need to find them an EP buddy and a host fam. So we provide those for the exchange participant.
So it's voluntarily, like something?
Of course. Which one? Our job or the EP buddy? Oh, that's voluntarily, of course. Everything that happens in ISEC is voluntarily. Like for every fee or money that we receive, we give that to ISEC National, and ISEC National give it to the International, and that came back to us in a way where we will have a gathering once a year, ISEC National. So everything that happens is voluntarily.
Okay, and maybe we can talk a little bit more about the activities that ISEC's been doing besides
besides the summer program.
Yeah, besides the summer program.
Besides the summer and the winter program, there is this continuous program called Ad Hoc that is receiving 2 exchange participants and ask them to teach English in schools. It's either primary school or junior high school, whatever school that we can get. They will teach voluntarily and just to give a word about English and give in a way it's a free education. So it's been going. Our current EP is from Germany.
So we have a video right here, so the viewers can get the detailed descriptions about what ISEC is all about. Maybe we can take a look at the video.
Every generation has the chance to shape the world, but the challenges faced today are more complex than ever before. And yet everywhere, education systems are leaving young people unprepared to deal with the pace of economic, social and technological change. The world is defined by the people who live in it, so we believe the solution is to develop responsible and entrepreneurial young leaders today who will choose how the world will be led tomorrow. Unlike anyone else, we do this by providing practical leadership experiences to tens of thousands of young people all over the world. Since 1948, we've created challenging environments where young people can connect to the world, have the confidence to learn and have the freedom to fail, where they can discover what really matters to them and realize their potential for the future. We give young people a chance to see the world, because if you see it, then you can start to understand it. And if you understand it, then you can start to change it. That's why we've committed to provide life-changing leadership experiences to 1 million young people in the next 3 years. Because when we add all those leadership stories together, we'll see a truly remarkable impact on the world. History has shown us what just one great leader can do. So imagine what 1 million great leaders could do. This is why we do what we do. But it's your world too. So how will you shape it?
Yeah, so that's the video, and you definitely get a more closer look to what Isaac's been doing, like the activities, and based on the video, like it's more talking about leaderships. Like maybe you can, share some of the activities that are related to leadership.
To exposing the leadership potential.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, you're not allowed to be in ISEC for too long.
Oh, okay.
The limit is only until you graduate college.
Oh.
So that will give opportunities for the young people and for the newbies to have their role in manager. And the term to be a manager in a division is also just for a year.
Oh, okay.
So we always encourage new people to be the leader. And outside the structural organization, we have these projects where we let them apply and try to be the organizing committee regardless of what was their role in ISEC.
Oh,
so it's
okay.
open for everyone, even for non-ISEC sector.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's organizing. Yeah, to be an organizing committee, you don't have to be an ISEC sector. We basically provide roles and job to do, and it's up to you whether you wanted to take the chance or not.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of like it's a buffet.
It's a buffet for everyone. It's a role. Yes, it's exactly like that. Exactly like that.
Okay, and if you can share a little bit about your experience in in being a vice president in the summer program, like in a detailed way.
It was really interesting because all of the exchange participants are older than me.
Oh,
The youngest is 19, where they're just same, but then the others are like 22, 26, 24, and 20. So for them, it's a funny point of view if they realize that the program that they're in is conducted by a person that's younger, but that doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
So detailed shared experience. It is
like what are basically the activities of the summer programs, like
okay.
what are the participants do like every week in the 8 weeks of program?
Of course, it starts with a welcoming gathering, and they don't all come at one time, by the way. So these 8 countries that are in is Vietnam, Philippines, 2 from Portugal, Morocco, India, Pakistan, I think I've mentioned Pakistan, Slovakia, and Norway.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so they come in a different time, but we have welcoming gathering and we give them training from Zomato and Foodpanda. We have the seminar from Shell, and then we gave them a job to do to go to SMA for like 3 days. So we divide them in groups, and the 3 actually 2 of the 3 SMAs are owned by BINUS TV. It's Info Discount and Announce. Yeah, their job was to analyze their problems and give them feedbacks that will help the business. Because the exchange participant that we received, we selected them carefully. They all have experience in business and they all have interest in economic. So we don't just accept any exchange participant.
Okay.
I believe it was like 30% that applied, but we accepted 9% to do this internship. Yeah.
To make sure that the participants have the experience related to
Of course,
the task that they have to do.
Because we wanted to make sure that they will actually help the SMAs in Indonesia, and we gave besides the 3 SMAs, we also visited companies for them to gain experience also. So it's for them, it's both gaining experience and sharing their experience in Indonesia.
Yeah, like gaining, different insights, like
yeah, like businesses in Indonesia.
Yeah, like it may be a little bit different in where their
Totally.
countries are.
Yes.
Yeah, so
It's different everywhere.
so like like can you share like maybe there are some interesting stories or like funny moments or in the
too many of
process
them.
of 8 weeks?
I think I would take the moment in a welcoming gathering because besides the OC, there's only 7 of us. We have volunteers.
Yeah.
Oh, they're our lifesaver, by the way. We would have died without them. So in the welcoming gathering, I was alone because the other OC is having meetings with other companies.
Oh yeah.
So I was there alone, supposed to conduct the program, the welcoming gathering, where I let the volunteers meet the exchange participant. Like even between the volunteers, they don't know each other yet, and I have to somehow make it work for them to get to know each other and to break the ice. So we did this game at Central Park. So basically, in a welcoming gathering, usually people give the program first, everything first, and then the game.
Yeah.
No, but for my case, I gave the game first, so that when it comes to the program, they will already know each other. They can sit comfortably around each other.
Yeah, you already broke the ice.
Yes. So I divide them into groups. I give them tasks like you have to take a picture with a person that wears pink.
Oh.
So that challenges the exchange participant to learn some bahasa from the volunteer, and the volunteer will help him or her to talk to a stranger. And then I give different levels. So we moved from the first floor to the second floor to the third floor, and I keep changing the group because there's too many people. And I figure out if I keep changing the group to people that haven't met each other before, that will be a great way for them to know each other. Because it's harder to talk with everyone if you're in a 10 people group, right?
Yeah,
so if it's just 3 person, you'll definitely get along and meet another new person. I think that went very successful, and I was kind of proud of it.
How many were like the people in the welcoming gathering usually? Like how many?
30.
Oh, it's quite like
it
you
built.
have to manage.
It builds up.
And
it starts
like
with
it's strangers, like
yes,
they just
even
met.
even I don't know their names. Okay, so it was. I'm glad it doesn't went chaotic because they're all very.
Cooperative.
They're respectful because I was just alone. They have to listen to me, and it builds up. Like it starts with 15, and people come in the second level, and it was tiring, but that's how we started this program.
And after the welcoming gathering, like what are the activities that that the program usually conduct?
Oh, we first things that we did was training, I believe. We arranged this training from Zomato and Foodpanda in classes in FX BINUS International.
Oh, yeah.
So before they do the internships, we give them lots of trainings and lots of visits. So by the half to the end period of the program, that's when they give what they have learned to the community. So it's training comes in first, and then internship comes in last.
Oh, so like the the values that they have, they expected to apply that in the experience with the SMA, something like that. Yes. So.
Oh, by the way, I do remember a funny story.
Oh, but let's hold the
Yes,
conversations.
sure.
Right after the break, we will discuss about your funny story. I
Yes.
bet it's gonna be interesting. So,
That's impressive.
so we will continue these exciting conversations right after the break, still on Face to Face. Hello viewers, welcome back to Face to Face. And for this episode, we're discussing about our guest participations in ISEX currently in ISEX summer program, yeah. And later on the previous segment, you wanna give some
I'm
funny
contemplating about
sharings.
that. Contemplating about sharing that, but
Funny,
okay.
memorable moments when you became the vice president in the summer program. Maybe you can share a little bit.
Well, outside the weekdays, we got weekends, and we wanted to give them fun activities too. And there's this one day where I asked them to join and asked whether they wanted to go to visit this park in Bogor or not.
Yeah.
Botanical Garden.
Yeah, but
Yeah, and we will take the train, of course. So, because I came from Bogor, my home is in Bogor,
yeah.
I asked them to gather at 5:30 a.m. at KFC. And I woke up at 7. And this is going to look bad, but I woke up at 7. I was so panicked when I opened the group. There's this one exchange participant from Philippines that says, "Janice, come here, I will kill you." because she's not a morning person. She's not a morning person, and I know how
so
often.
it's like
Yeah.
especially for
I know how
that
hard
day.
it is. I know how hard it is for a morning person to wake up early and be there. But when I was going there, I thought, I hope there's not many people there. I hope other person is late too. Like it's not just me. So when I get there, she was pretty pissed, but it's okay. Nothing happened. But it turns out that there's these 3 people from the same host family.
Oh, yeah.
It's the EP from India, Norway, and Portugal. There are 3 guys, and they are way more late than me.
Oh, okay.
Originally, they were not. We wake up at the same time. So later they told me this, and they were about to go, rush because they know they're late. But after they saw Janice is late, they were like, "Thank God Janice is late. We can take a bath now." And I was like, "My God, I did not take a bath. I did not take my breakfast. But I'm glad me being late helping you." But But in the end, it was a fun day. We visited the Botanical Garden, and it was okay.
So it's lessons of punctuality, as you mentioned before.
That's the case sometimes.
But that's like a
I'm
funny
sorry, Kat.
moment.
Yeah, that's funny because within the guys, they're very different also. Like the person from India claimed to be very punctual, but the person from Portugal likes to sleep a lot, and the person from Norway doesn't know what is happening because he just came 2 days ago. It was just funny.
So it's kind of like breaking the stereotypes,
Yes, yes.
You cannot always rely on stereotypes if you are dealing with people with different cultures.
We can't generalize.
Yeah.
That happens too.
So that's the value also.
Yes.
And
Never generalize.
And maybe you can share some kind of words of encouragement, or based on your experience in ISEX, what are the values that you get?
Try new things. Don't be afraid to try new things, and be open-minded. That is the number 1 value in ISEC, for you to be open-minded. And the next steps after being open-minded is you have to take actions. So if you were just thinking or considering about entering some organization, take actions, do research, ask them to get to know what's the organization and you might join, and be open-minded to new things, new opportunities. Don't stay at home after classes, because you will definitely regret it 2 years from now. 3 years from now, you will regret it. So you'll never know. Just take chances and be active. That will give you advantage that you never thought it will benefit you that much.
Yeah, you might find some interesting values that maybe some other students don't get.
Yeah, outside of the values, from this program alone, I get best friends. With some of the exchange participants, we actually get really close. So besides that skills, you never know who are you gonna meet. You never know. you will make new friends, new best friends, new people that you just discover new things.
Okay, so thank you so much, Janice, for sharing your experience.
No,
in
thank you for having
ISEX.
me. Thank you. for
Thank
having
you.
me.
We'll surely gain some, like interesting values and insights, about what ISEC is all about, and your funny moments in ISEC also. Yeah, okay, so thank you, viewers, for watching this episode of Face to Face. I'm William Grinaldi, signing off for this episode. We'll see you later, very soon, in a different topic. Bye bye.